It's 8 p.m. California time. But, you know, that means it's different. It's different times all over the place. You could travel across the country and never be in the same time twice. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm live now. I don't know. Things are weird. Things are happening. The screen's refreshing. Um, there's blinking. There's flashing. I don't know what's happening. It's all craziness. But hey, welcome to Tuesday night. And I don't know if you who went and decided to shake along with me tonight, who went to the spoilers and downloaded the recipe. But what do you say we get right to it? Shall we? Yes. Okay, so tonight we're making a drink that's called the Kentucky Beachcomber. And the reason it's called the Kentucky Beachcomber will become somewhat apparent as I make it. Because what does it need? Well, we're going to need a vessel. We're going to need a double rocks glass full of crushed ice. That's how we started. This one's kind of different. Usually you'd have your shaker full of ice. No, we're not doing it that way. So you have your double rocks glass full of crushed ice. Into that, we're going to put 2 ounces of bourbon. But before I do that, I put the orange juice in my measuring cup. So I'm going to skip that part because we'll have already done it. So, okay, so 2 ounces of bourbon. One ounce of rye. Oh, this glass, see, we'll see. It may strain the very credulity of this glass here. The orange juice we're already put in. An ounce of velvet falernum. We're using John D. Taylor's velvet falernum tonight, which is that you're like, so what's so? Well, I'll tell you. So we have some other ones up here. We got this at the Boozeketeer, Salt Lake City's own. You go talk to Ivy, she'll give you some. This is Fee Brothers, which is a fantastic falernum, but there's no booze in it. Yeah. John Taylor's made with rum. So, you get that little extra tidbit of boozy goodness. All right, so we got the falernum in there. We're going to use 1 ounce of lime juice. Just right in there, pre-measured. Bang, look at that, right on in. We're going to use 1/4 ounce of lemon juice. Put that in there. You know why? Because the recipe calls for it. And then we're going to do 2 dashes of orange bitters. Ah, hey, bells ring. An angel just got his drink, apparently. All right, then we're going to take this fantastic concoction, throw it into the shaker. The crushed ice doesn't want to come out. I'll use an implement. Because I had this glass full of crushed ice chilling in the freezer. So that's okay. We're going to give that a shake. Get in there. We're going to pour that ice and all. We're not straining this one. Look at that. Beautiful. Throw a couple straws in there because I want to drink it. And then garnish maraschino cherry on a sword pick. Let's give it a taste, shall we? I like it. It's good. So, did you figure out why it's called the Kentucky Beachcomber? Well, because it's a tropical style drink, and it has lots of, fruity drink flavors in there. But I'm making it with bourbon and rye. That's right, fine Kentucky whiskeys. And for those of you who don't know, bourbon, it's whiskey. Rye, it's whiskey. But rye is made from wheat and rye, whereas bourbon's usually just made from wheat. But you can make it with all kinds of different stuff. But I digress. But so maybe you're asking, maybe you're wondering. But Tiki King, where did this come from? Why now? Why here? What's the deal? Well, it's one of those things, It's one of those things. I make a lot of drinks in my spare time. When I'm not busy drinking, I tend to make some drinks, and I don't always follow recipes. I just I'll think, I'll think, you know what would be good? Some of this and some of that. And I want to balance it with some of this. And maybe, that's going to give us a flavor profile that could be augmented with a certain amount of this. And I'll start mixing stuff together. And sometimes it's really good. And when it is, I'll usually write that down. And if it's not, then I usually just try again. But this is one that I wrote down because I was wanting a tropical drink. And I was looking at a big bottle of bourbon, and I thought, I bet I could make something. I bet I could go the distance with the bourbon. But that's one of those things that it's like I said, I like to whoa, just dropped right in there. I like to experiment. I like to make the cocktails and make stuff that I've never tried and see what happens. It's kind of like cooking. You add in a few different spices here and there and see where you end up. And sometimes birthing a cocktail can be a traumatic experience. It can be a beautiful thing. It can be a thing of joy. It can be a thing of beauty. For let's talk. Let's get intimate, shall we? I'm gonna bring you guys in. You guys are out here, all the way out in the hinterlands of the bar. I'm gonna bring you right on in. How about that? Let's see. Look at that. Captain Boozeketeer over there. You're like right here. You're in the bar with me. I'm going to get in there and see what happens. Hey, you guys. There you are. Yeah. So yeah, making drinks. I'll tell you, it's one of those things. Look at that. See, I found this. You can't see that, but I fished out my garnish with my straw. I always say, when it comes to making drinks, start with something you like and do some variations and see what it gets you. Because, maybe you're not going to like it. Maybe you are. Maybe you'll discover something good. But a wise man once said that, what was it, Edison, who said he found 200 ways to not make a light bulb? Yeah. So you may find a whole bunch of ways to not make a good cocktail. But then you don't have to do those, So it's one of those things of, it's win-win. It's a bonus. It's a bonus situation for all involved. And every now and then I get people will send me questions. They want to know how does this work and where can I get this? So I think since you're in the bar, you're like right here with me in the bar. Let's talk. Who's thinking what? What are you thinking? What are you guys thinking? If you have any questions for me, go ahead and ask them. I'm right here. I'm usually the camera's far away and I have no idea what's going on. I mean, not even counting the show. I mean, most of the time I just have no idea what's going on. So, yeah. But here's your chance, Boozeketeers. Yeah, I'm right. I'm captive audience. Usually, the interactivity is kept to a minimum. But tonight. So what do you got? What's going on? I see Boozeketeer CJ's out there. I see Boozeketeer Casey, and Maggie, and Dana. I'm gonna have to scroll down here and see what's happening. I'm guessing the look at that. Okay, they're up. I see how it is. Xander, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you in ages. It's been a while. Now, Xander made us some. Well, she didn't make them. He served us some fine canned gin and tonics, cutwater spirits, good stuff. When you're out camping, as he was, and you're looking for a good G&T, cutwater spirits is a good way to go. If you can't, make it fresh with some Hendrix and some Fever Tree or something, that'll get you through the pinch. Who else is out there? Zachary is out there. Turk WT is out there. Aloha, Chad. Yeah. We got Boozeketeer Brittany's out there. Boozeketeer Kimberly, and it's good to see you. What's going on? Oh, Boozeketeer Heidi's out there. Miriam. Wow. Boozeketeer Kim. How's that going? I saw that Boozeketeer Kim made her first. Well, not the first mojito, but she made a mojito today. It was a first for somebody. So, congratulations on your new bouncing baby booze. Leah's out of wine. That's not going to work. Brian, how long does it take Tiki King to mix his martinis? Generally, well, okay. So when I mix martinis, I generally shake to waltz time, and I'll usually go about 4 bars. So, and if one of them gets it right, I stay at that one. So there you go. Boozeketeer Brienne there. See, these questions they're coming in fast and furious. Boozeketeer Kim, you have a question? Go ahead and ask it, and I'll try and find it down as I'm swinging about this. Storming there, okay. Been making tonic syrup lately. Hard to go back to bottles. You know, Boozeketeer Wes made us. I think he made a gin and tonic with some tonic syrup, and it was strong, which is you know, which is always good. So there you go. Let's see, 1 minute. Okay, there we go. I think I'm caught up because I'm at producer Magnet. So, oh, here we go. What are the 5 must-haves for my new bar? Me, Turk, Jeff, Maggie, and Matt. I don't even know why that's a question. Yep. Let's see here. Or 10 even. Well, I throw in bottles of rum, 1 of gin, and maybe some vodka for Jeff. What is your quest? I seek the swollen liver. My favorite color currently is bourbon. Done and done. Okay. What are the drinks you made for your boss horse races? Oh, the Kentucky Derby. The drink that I used to make for the Kentucky Derby was the mint julep. And my special formula is I would make a simple syrup, but I would add to that fresh muddled mint, and I would usually let it steep overnight in the simple syrup so that I could use basically bourbon and water and this mint infused simple syrup, and it made the quick mint julep because I had to serve a lot of people real quick. We had a bunch of thirsty drunks at the Kentucky Derby, so that's what that was all about. And Boozeketeer Chad was there betting on the horses with me when I was making those mint juleps. James, what am I drinking? I am drinking a Kentucky Beachcomber, which can be found on the link to the announcement of the show. It is basically 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce rye, 1 ounce orange juice, 1 ounce of falernum, 1 ounce lime juice, 1/4 ounce lemon juice, 2 dashes of bitters, shaken well with crushed ice, and served in the same glass. There you go. You might have to rewind that to get the whole thing. Yes, Boozeketeer Turk, we were quite muddled after those. I remember. I don't remember. I remember not remembering and being told that I didn't know. So, but it's sort of the same thing. Muddlers muddling. When muddles muddlers, when Beetles battle Beetles and they battle with a muddler and the muddle's in a glass and the glass is full of bourbon, it's a Beetle bottle. It's a Beetle bottle, not mojito, mint julep battle, something like that. Drinking and gambling gets you in trouble, but sure is fun. That's true. Yeah. I should make an isolation drink. Well, currently my isolation drink is snow cones, which is you just bourbon over crushed ice and see where you get. That's my current one. That, and I found that if you just drink bourbon over crushed ice and sob, you don't have to do it. It doesn't have to be uncontrollably. You can change it in pitch and almost make it a song if you have it. So yeah, there you go. Single malt whiskey. Oh, I thought you said drama. Oh, okay. Holy hell, yeah, 2 ounces, blah blah blah. Yeah, I know. You're gonna have to go to the Tiki King cocktail database and look up. You can actually go to Tiki King Originals and look up the Kentucky Beachcomber. It's probably the easiest way to get to that. Yeah, there you go. Zachary, you're correct. I say that I'm with you on that one. So what else? What else is going on with you, Boozeketeers? I know you're always out there talking amongst yourselves, but maybe it's a grizzled visage frightening everybody. I've been in the hole. Yeah, I've been out there down in the dirt for 2x4s, seeking revenge upon philosophy, for lack of a better term. Seriousness, favorite whiskey style for mixing with bitters? Well. So generally what I say is if you're enjoying it neat, you're going to go with the good stuff. If you're mixing with a bunch of other stuff, you're probably going to go lower flavor profile whiskey. When I say whiskey, the two I'm using tonight are technically bourbons, but they're whiskeys with an E, E-Y. Whiskey, Scotch whiskey, most Scotch, unless you're making like a rusty nail or a couple of things, you're going to want to enjoy the good stuff, on its own. If you're mixing, you generally want something with a slightly less aggressive flavor profile. That's why I didn't choose like anything really personality-wise, like Buffalo Trace or something that was a bourbon that's got its own thing going on, because I think those are often best enjoyed just either straight or with a little bit of ice. So yeah, when you're mixing, I'm also I'm not afraid to go with cheap booze if I'm putting a bunch of other stuff in it, because you're probably not going to taste it all that much. And if the job is to get drunk quick, it'll suffice. So there you go. I cry in my beer sometimes, but then I'll have to have more beer. Stop. Now, contrary to popular belief, if you cry in your beer, that doesn't actually give you more beer. People think, but that's not true. I think the best thing to do, if you're going to cry in your beer, is to drink it all first, cry into the glass, and use that as a rinse, and then just get more beer. There you go. Yes, Boozeketeer CJ, I am a bastard MU. That's true. Boozeketeer Turk says he's been enjoying bitters in his sipping rum lately. Don't let it get out, though. Well, that's too late, I suppose. I like to just, if one thing you can do is, so bitters, once again, if you're in the Salt Lake area, you can go to the Boozeketeer right down there, talk to Ivy, and she's got a wall of bitters. If you find yourself, here's the thing, if you find yourself in a pinch, you can just think bitter thoughts, or put a walnut in it, like a black walnut. That probably won't help, but but it is bitter. It's one way of salting beer. I thought you said beef for a minute. I was like, well, sometimes I cry on my roast, but that's a euphemism. So salting beer, that's something that not everybody does. That's which I have done. I've had a Tecate with salt and lime. I've known people who actually put peanuts in their beer. Peanuts with a T. But I don't know. Salted beer, I found that if you just shake the salt in, it kind of goes flat real quick, which I suppose you chug it easier. But, salt and tequila, you can, from what I understand, I often wondered which came first, was doing the salt and lime and tequila or salt and lime and beer, because probably the salt and lime and tequila. If you could do it, this Johnny Depp style is where instead of salt, you just put a penny on your tongue. I don't know if that's true or not. Probably not. Seems like it would be that, though. Nah, man. Pennies are salty enough naturally. The Lafroig, I don't know. See, did you open the Lafroig and we didn't know about it? Okay, Boozeketeer is keeping secrets from us, apparently. Yeah. Peanuts in the Coke, that's a Southern thing. Boozeketeer Kimberly says she peanuts in her Coke sometimes, and that's I've heard about that a lot in the South, but not so much like at Disneyland. They don't let you do that. Or you can. There's not a rule really. You just I don't know. So Seagram's, that's like a salty dog. You can do Seagram's gin, or Seagram's. What's a salty dog? Salty dog is grapefruit and vodka and salt. I've salted my grapefruit before, but that's a euphemism as well. Is there? Are you getting my attention, or are you just grooving?
I was getting the cat's attention.
Oh.
I was trying to knock something down.
Cats. Boozeketeer cat is knocking things down apparently randomly. Hello, Boozeketeer Janet from West Sacramento. Ah. Welcome to the show. There's a lot of, sometimes I don't always get to see everybody who's commenting until later, till like the show is mostly over. So it's Jeanette Lund. Ah, Little Dixie, Oklahoma. Ah, indeed. Yep. We were going to play. We were so the Wicked Tinkers. It was such a drag because we had so many great gigs lined up for this year, and then no, don't get to do them. We were going out to Oklahoma this year, and to do a whole new show was going to have a whole lot of fun times, and did not happen. Bonnier, Georgia. Boozeketeer Sarah is from it was at Bonnier. I don't know, somewhere in Georgia. Well, welcome. Is that where you're from now? Where are you guys? Where are you people coming from? Where's all this happening? How is this all happening? I don't know. Boozeketeer Brian says SoCal here, and we're done. We won't see you Memorial Day. I know. It's a weird thing. This will be the first time in since the beginning that I think we haven't played at Costa Mesa. But there's a lot of that stuff. It's just weird, I'm forced to drink booze and run around screaming. Well, I'm not forced to. I just do that. That's my morning cardio. Yeah, there's so many places we're not going to be. Yeah, and it's a tough. But I cried about that at one of my other shows. Actually, it wasn't my show. It was a follow the Wicked Tinkers concert when I cried in my whiskey and then drank it. Boozeketeer Dana still hoping for Flagstaff. Yeah, I know they're planning for it. There's a few games that have not that are holding out, and we shall see. Of course, obviously the big concern is to have all you guys because you coughing blood all over you or nothing. I mean, maybe you, but I'd have to charge you extra, and I don't know if that's fair. So, Zachary says Gussie and I were supposed to be down at the Edge of Spring with y'all. I know we were that was gonna be fun. There was the Edge of the Spring show was going to be a whole bunch of fun. They have a Abney Park, big steampunk band is playing this year. But I don't know if they're playing. It's been rescheduled to. I know it's on our website. It's been rescheduled to what? August? End of August? Beginning of August? August sometime, something like that. Yeah. And I don't know who's playing. So we'll have to see. Yeah. Boozeketeer Bradley says, love you guys. If you're ever in Oklahoma, please stop by the brewery I work at. We'll buy you guys some beers. That's reason enough to play there, I would say. Yeah. No, if we get back, we definitely will. Yeah. Turkey bangs on his pagan skins, but we'll have another youth. So yeah, next year, damn it. You're right. Does the longer the tassel equal the size of the shot? Well, that's another euphemism. Here's hoping. You're right. Yeah. No, I tassel. I grow this out during the winter, and then summertime I usually cut it off to about there. But I let it. Okay. I got my whiskers are going crazy. My tassel's growing out. We'll see what happens. I might. Maybe I'll comb it over. I can hang out with producer Maggie now. Well, that's terrible. So there you go. There you go. So what else is going on, Boozeketeers? What are people? Is anybody drinking? I'm assuming everybody is. Not just me. That's weird. So weird. So, I mean, you guys, you're getting just the regular old show, but for some reason, my screen keeps flashing random things. Like there was, whoa. For a second, you could see Captain Boostana's over here, like in the center. It's like it's showing weird stuff that's like in peripheral to the screen. So I don't know what that's about, but either that or it's kicking in. But I'm not sure. You never know. I never know. Until I wake up, they tell me to go home. Of course, I know what you mean. So is anyone else out there? So you Boozeketeers, have any of you invented a drink that was uniquely your own? You did. Would you tell me about it? Hey, Boozeketeer Jonas says the chili is present. Rock on, baby. Did a bad thing. Not really bad, but you're going to confess? Should I put up a screen? How long has it been since your last drink? Yeah, you can confess, because the only people that are going to hear about it here are us and, 1,000 random other people. So, but I want to know about it. Come on, tell us your secrets. Tell us what's happening. I'll pour you guys a shot. Enjoy that. Tell us what happens. That's true. Confessions are good for the soul, but so is butter and lemon if it's petrol soul. Some people call that flounder. I don't know. What do you got? Come on, people. I am a reverend, you know. I'm licensed. I'm not only licensed to use laughing gas, but I can take confessions and marry people, which is, not at the same time, usually. But I did once, actually. I was in I went into a portaloo once, and someone began confessing. But they were, I don't know, it wasn't confessing. They were mostly just shouting, "Get out of here, this is occupied." But, what I know. Let's see. Sent my evil neighbor a bag of gummy dicks. I said, eat a bag of dicks. Well, okay. So, I'm not sure. So was it a secret? Because I don't know. I'm not making of your thing there. I think that's admirable. I think that, well, especially if they were good, because, gummies. So I'm guessing that you don't like this particular neighbor. But let's see here. Tiki, that's what your Kiki makes. Oh, you'll have to enlighten us, sir, Boozeketeer Kim, and tell us what's in it, because maybe we can make it on the show. So, hell of a church service. I know. I'm actually, I've been toying with the idea of doing a church service as sort of a podcast. And I was going to call it Beverage Service with Tiki King and have it on Sunday mornings. But it could still happen. It could still happen. But it was going to be more of a podcast. I don't know if I'd be able to take confessions live. But might have to do that. I don't know. It would probably be basically the same as this show, only with more sobbing. Not by me. I'd be chuckling. But let's see here. I might have missed something. I don't know. I can't go that way. Can I? Not anymore. So your friends, I'm getting your neighbors are either not neighbors anymore or not. They're out of the question. So let's see. Small juice jar, good tequila, and a squeeze of lime. Boring but delicious. Strangely enough, I've actually done shots where I actually mixed the tequila and I put in tequila and salt straight in, because I was like, I ain't got time to lick my arm, because I do that in my sleep. Why would I want to do it while I'm drunk? Why not? It's delicious. I agree. That sounds delicious. So let's see here. Heidi, changes, but I like the Pogues. Sick medical call. I think I missed something there. Because Boozer flying to someone else. Hopefully they had false teeth. That's true. You got a name it now? It's already got a name. You had already said that it had a name. Hates my dog. Neighbor called police. That's true. That's, if people would just relax and not hate each other's dogs, we could all have a barbecue and drink a beer together, and there'd just be incessant barking, but not feelings. Let's see. Staying in my place. Do you have delivery service to restock the bar, or do you risk vending outside? Well, sometimes. Yeah. Actually, that's one thing that's been interesting, is finding that it was easier to get booze here in Utah than it was in California or Nevada for that matter. My favorite wholesale liquor stores in Nevada were all closed, so couldn't do that. But the state stores here are actually fairly well stocked. Prices are a little higher than some other places, but not bad. And if you go on Friday at like 4, yeah, it's crazy because everybody's going nutty getting their booze. But if you go midweek, you can get pretty much anything you want. The one thing, the state stores here don't carry mixers, which there's a lot of obscure mixers. So well, you can go Boozeketeer, I guess, and get all your obscure mixers that you want. The one thing that I'm almost out of, and it's been cramping my style. I've been having style cramps, and I tried drinking quinine, but it didn't help. Orange curacao, dry orange curacao. They don't have it here. Haven't been able to find it. I don't remember where we got that bottle, but the last bottle that I went through. But we can find blue curacao, but not just dry orange curacao. I can, that's one of those things. In a pinch, we've talked about before. I could probably use Grand Marnier or some other dry orange liqueur. But yeah, that's one of those things. You can't just like Bevmo or like some of those other places where you go in and they have all the stuff. At the state stores, it's generally just beer, wine, and booze. They don't have a lot of. They have some liqueurs, but not a lot. There's not like mixers and stuff. What else? Let's see here. Yep. Fine indulgences. Priestly branding. I've branded a priest in my time. Let's see here. Liquor stores considered essential. That's true. Same here. The liquor stores are considered essential services because because since it's the state, it's considered a government entity. So they have to keep them open. What's that? No, it's a government job. Yeah. In a state against booze, they consider booze an essential service. But yeah, so we can get the booze, but the mixers. I mean, it's another thing is that there's some places that have amazing amounts of weird like mixer stuff because there's actually a huge culture of non-alcoholic drinkers. So they like make, there's like, you can get a lot of different weird syrups because people are like really into like soda cocktails that have no booze in them. So sometimes you can find a lot of the things like Monin or the Tirani syrups. Or the cocoa reel and all the different purees and that sort of. Unfortunately, they're usually all in different places. We'll have to go 6 different stores on one booze ingredient run. So fresh mint has been hard. That's the one I've been surprised. It's been hard to find mint around here.
The truth is we're pretty little stock.
But yeah, the truth is actually we got right here down below my knees is like that's the sort of liquor larder as it were. I've been called a larder liquor in my time. The liquor larder that's down here, I know just offhand. There's like 3 bottles Everclear down there. So yeah, so we're well stocked. We got a pretty good amount of booze, and if we don't, it's relatively handy. So that's good. Yeah, let's see. Going sick tomorrow with style cramps. Good idea. Oh, Boozeketeer Kim, there's not a single bottle of cream de noyo in Santa Cruz. Okay, there is the one place I always got it, and now, of course, you're going to have to send Boozeketeer Turk on a mission, is Verruties and Felton usually would have cream de noyo. It's kind of an obscure mixer, but they usually had it there at Verruties and Felton. So I would send Boozeketeer Turk out on a mission for you, see if he can procure a bottle. Yeah. Because you can use falernum, or not falernum. You can use orgeat syrup instead of cream de noyo, because cream de noyo is basically it's an almond liqueur, and orgeat is an almond syrup. So you can also just go down and get yourself a bottle of Tirani almond syrup, and substitute. Boozeketeer Turk says he's going there soon. Yeah. What did you know? Oh, I can tell you what she needed for. She was doing the Tiki King 821 Mai Tai recipe, which calls for cream de noyo instead of orgeat. So there you go. Dawn it, indeed. Dirk, you finally made it. I don't know who Dirk is. It says, Dirk, You finally made it. Which one's Dirk? Where's Dirk? Is Dirk on? I don't see it. Oh, weird. Huh. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Well, hello, Boozeketeer Dirk. I didn't see your name pop up, so there you go. Oh, maybe it floated by. Saying that. See, I don't see the float bys. I don't see the floaters. At least not on the screen. But whoa. I am seeing some stuff that's hard to describe. And I'm not sure if it should be. But, oh, yeah, I have a beaker full of liquid. I'll put some of that in my drink. It's 5 drops of Sinister sauce. Deal. Have to drink my acquisition fee though. You know what? I think that's a good one to buy. If you buy, you fly, I'll buy. When you got friends who know where to get the boozes that you need and you can't get them, you know, that's the way it works. So here's a question for you guys. So, what was the most interesting drink you have ever had? The most interesting, not the best or the worst, but what was the most? I mean, I remember one. I was in a place in San Diego, and they had a drink that was served in a fishbowl, and it was like this blue drink with stuff in it, and I drank that, and they took it away, and I guess the reward if you drink it is they give you a goldfish. You get the thing back, but it's a goldfish in it, which I didn't know, so I drank that. What are you gonna do? But that was pretty interesting. That one was a. Dirk just finished a Lathe Project. I'm guessing that's not the name of a drink, but it could be. Lathe Project spins and spins, and if you lose control, it will take most of your head off. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. I may have to work on that. So what is Booze? I can probably answer. Dana Booze Dana says, Maggie, what is your favorite cocktail? She stepped off, but I would say probably the White Russian is her preferred imbibement when it's not just plain, Scotch neat. Which the Glenfarclas 105, I believe it is one of her favorites. So if you happen to be thinking about sending a bottle, yeah, there you go. So I guess nobody's ever had an interesting drink, huh? Is that true? Is that the truth? Is that what we're dealing with here? Is that where we are today? Another set of wooden cocktail glasses. Dirk. Rock on, man. You make them out of cedar. You can use them. You should make some. You should lathe some. Is it cedar? I think it's cedar that for sake glasses. Apparently, that's good stuff.
So, White Russians and Long Island iced tea.
There we go. Yeah. So White Russians. Producer Maggie just confirmed favorite cocktail. White Russians, which I already said was probably the number one, and then the Long Island iced tea, which is I don't know if it's a clone. It might be like halfway in. It's hard to say. But it's I'll tell you this. So that's one thing about here in Utah. It's hard to drink several Long Island iced teas because they won't let you sometimes.
I will.
Mm-hmm. We were somewhere and they were just letting them go. It was like let them fly. Just whatever you want to drink, you go to it. White liquor punch definitely gets you there. That's true. I'm assuming that's made with Everclear or white liquor. You can I suppose you could what is Everclear but moonshine really. I mean, and then one of my favorite moonshine recipe or not moonshine Everclear recipes. When speaking of college, Purple Jesus Punch. You get a tub and you put in like 3 gallons of Everclear and like 2 gallons of grape juice and you mix it with your feet. So if you feel like it, hey man, why not? You're not going to trust me. It sounds really gross, but you're not going to care. The painkiller. See, now you're contradicting.
No, my favorite tea.
Oh, I thought I just saw my favorite drink.
No.
I was like, what? Yeah, that I'll tell you. Painkillers, that one, That one is a favorite. That's a good one. There's been a few people won over with the Painkillers. Like, I don't like drinks. And it's like, what is this though? That's just good. Yeah. I've liked a few too many Painkillers from time to time. Alrighty, we're gonna take let's take like 3 more, and then we're gonna say goodnight on this particular episode. What's that? 3 more sips. Wait, I think those Boozeketeers need another shot. Yeah. Okay, maybe it's a little more than a shot. That's okay. And I think I'm gonna put in 5 drops of Sinister sauce. I'm not going to use a tincture of tenderness tonight. Okay, let's see here. Oh my God. Okay. Tiki and I used to start off the evening splitting a 151 and Coke. It was usually, yeah, that's true. The beginning, it was morning, and it was evening, and it was morning on the first night. Pretty much. 3D realness. That's right. It's 3D House of Tiki King. Would you like a drink? What's the most interesting non-alcoholic drink? I don't understand that question. That doesn't make sense to me. No, there's actually I have. If you go to the Tiki King cocktail database, there's actually a section called Designated Drivers that has a bunch of non-alcoholic cocktails on it. I mean, I don't know if this is the most interesting, but I will say that there were times that I, for strictly philosophical reasons, was not allowed to drink. And I found that if I was out at a club, getting a glass of tonic water with a slice of lime was a good one because, and here's the thing, straight tonic water is not necessarily very good. So it gives you that feeling of like, but it looks like a cocktail. So, nobody beats you up not drinking. Because I would, if I was walking through and saw you without a drink, oh, come on. What else? Mixing things with your feet. Indeed. We've talked about that. Alrighty. Okay, Boozeketeers. I think you've had about enough of me. So I'm going to say, I've been Tiki King and you've been Boozeketeers, and this has been an intimate evening at Cocktales with Tiki King. And I hope that someday, somewhere, somehow, we can all do this again. Only wearing skins and a chicken. So until then, so until that glorious magical time, you're all just going to have to imagine it and think about it as you fall asleep. So there you go. Good night, Boozeketeers, and good drinking. Didn't it? No, I have to click the button again. I don't know if it still didn't end.